Hello everyone, my name is Chip. I first got into Magic when I was 11 years old. My family found out that Magic was going to be the cool new thing after Pokemon. And so, for my birthday that year, my family got together and bought me 4 booster packs of Magic cards. And they were pretty cool. But I didn't know what the rules were, and I had no one else to play with, and I had nothing but Beast Wars on the brain.
Not that!
So my cards were quickly forgotten and eventually thrown out. Eventually my love for card games returned with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, just like Beast Wars and Transformers, if you want me to enjoy something with my inattentive brain, you need to make a cartoon about it. I left Yu-Gi-Oh! Because my local community was pretty toxic. I left Pokemon because the community was even worse. I left Vanguard because even though I was tied for wins and ahead on tiebreakers, I didn't win the tournament. No, instead of deciding that that was the best way to do their tournament structure, or even flipping a coin to determine who wins, the Vanguard tournament structure at the time went based on the alphabetical order of the player's first name. I was tied with someone named Aaron. That's right, Aaron. Tied with Aaron. My name starts with a C, his name starts with an A, and then another A. You literally can't get further ahead in the alphabet than having the first 2 letters of your name be the first letter of the alphabet. Who's that second A for, Aaron? Who are you trying to impress? Eventually I found my way to university and I got into Magic. It was great. Classes throughout the day, Magic in between. I made friends that I still have to this day. But you know, the best bit was the professors. Now this is actually just a happy accident. One of my first acting coaches at university, his name was Liam and it was spelled with 2 L's. He was Welsh. And honestly, he was a great guy, unlike Aaron, who was a tournament-stealing, paladin-playing loser who couldn't beat my angel feathers if I was playing blindfolded. Anyway, the professors. And Professor of Symbology is one of my favorite cards. Fresh from Strixhaven, Professor of Symbology is a 2-mana, 2/1 core cleric creature that, when it enters the battlefield, we learn. Learn is a great mechanic that allows us to discard a card to draw a card. Or we can grab any lesson card from our sideboard and add it to our hand. So alongside our Professor of Symbology, we're running a small lesson package. So our Professor of Symbology can be a great 2-for-1. Perhaps a Thragtusk with extra steps. Or maybe a Skyclave Apparition with less steps. Professor of Symbology gives today's deck a great deal of flexibility, but like any good professor, they're at their best when they can give students a timeout, and that's where Solitude comes into play. Solitude can be evoked by exiling a white card from our hand. Now in a pinch, we can pitch our professor. Or if we manage to get ourselves the time, we can put the Professor of Symbology into play, grab any of our learn cards to our hand, because yes, they are all white, even the red one, I checked, and they can be pitched to evoke our Solitude. This stops Solitude 2-for-1ing us, and in the late game, being able to grab extra spells to our hand is never a bad thing. And here's today's deck list, a 60-card mono-white taxes list with 4 Professor of Symbology in the main. I will leave a text version of this deck list down in the description, so while you're down there checking that out, if you're enjoying the video, please be sure to leave it a like, that lets me know this is more of the content you'd like to see, and if you're new here and this is the content you'd like to see, please consider subscribing, make sure you don't miss another video, and hey, helps the channel grow, which keeps the content coming. And with that, let's get on with the games. All right, round 1, we've won the die roll. Yeah, we're going to keep. Haven't had a hand like this for a while. Opponent mulligans to 4, so maybe Tron, so Flagstone's Giver, or they're just unlucky. Blackleaf Cliffs, maybe just unlucky. And opponent passes, okay. Got the Blackleaf Cliffs, so they might have like Thoughtseize or something. So Stoneforge Mystic, I think we're just getting Batterskull here. No attacks, pass the turn. Bloodstained Maya, pass to us. Mishra's Factory's pretty good. So let's play Mishra's Factory and pass. We're going to put in Batterskull, and then we're also going to play a Stoneforge next turn and then put in the Kaldra. And it cracks their Bloodstained Maya, gets themselves a swamp. Another Bloodstained Maya, gets themselves a swamp. Blood Moon.
I think a plan is just a list of things that don't happen.
I see. Guess we'll activate Stoneforge now then. All our plans suddenly slink away. Oh, that helps. Play another Horizon Canopy, run out an Aether Vial, go to combat, swinging for 5. Opponent's down to 13, pass the turn there. Blackleaf Cliffs, Dothy Voidwalker, Ragavan, passing to us, Aether Vial ticking up. Cave of the Frost Mountain, swing in with both. Opponent takes it down to 8, pass the turn there. Swings in with the Voidwalker, no blocks from us. Go to our turn, Aether Vial ticking up. Come on, Plains. Would love a Plains. Another Aether Vial, not bad. Activate Aether Vial. Thalia into play. Swing in with both. No blocks from our opponent. Okay, they're down to 3. Pass it there. Fury. Okay. And evoked Fury too. 2 damage, 2 damage. Well, we might as well give the Stoneforge Pro Red. Undying. Okay. So now the Fury comes back with a +1/+1 counter on it. 4 damage to the Germ token. Sure. Sacrifices the Dothy. Gets our Giver of Runes. Okay. Passes to us. Should have played the Aether Vial last turn actually. I'm going to keep the Aether Vial on 2, I think. No, I'm going to tick it up to 3. Am I? No, if I draw a plane, yeah, keep it on 2. Backup Thalia is pretty good. Let's equip the Batterskull to the Thalia. Swing in with a 6/5 Vigilant First Striking creature.
Big problems need big solutions.
Block with the Ragavan. Up to 34. Pass the turn there. Oh, I should have just filed in a Stoneforge, shouldn't I? No attacks from our opponent. That's good. So, Aether Vial. Yes. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Sword of Fire and Ice. Go to our turn. Aether Vial. Okay. No. Ghost Quarter, not a lot of help, but it does let us equip the Sword of Fire and Ice. To the Thalia. Swing in for 8. They have to block with the Giver of Runes or kill it. Yep, beautiful. Pass the turn there. And I guess we just get Kaldra next turn. Nope, no next turn. Beautiful. All right. Sanctifiers in. Burrenton's in. Par's probably good, as is Relic of Progenitus. What's probably not ideal? Probably running Grief as well, which case we'll trim. Yeah, we go down to the Blood Moon. Aether Vial's really good through Blood Moon. Trim Thalia's a little, and we'll cut. I'm tempted to cut all the Flickerwisps. I'll keep 2, but I'll cut 2 of the Professors. Run it back like that. Oh, interesting. This hand does not do a lot. Let's mulligan. This one's a good one. Is there extra Giver Runes to the bottom? I think it's Ghost Quarter. It leads on a tap land. Okay. We get another white source. So let's go Plains, Giver of Runes, pass the turn there. There's the Grief evoked. So they're planning on undying it then. Takes our best card. Takes the Giver. Good choice. Undying Evil. Works for me. Takes our Stoneforge. Okay. I think we just play Ghost Quarter pass. Yep. Opponent swings in. Nothing we can do about that. Evoking a Fury now. Okay. Destroys our Giver of Runes. Undying Malice. Okay. It's a big dude. Nothing to deal damage to though, but they are stuck on 1 land. Field of Ruin too. Well, the choice is pretty clear here. Skyclave, take out the Grief. Pass the turn there. Now we're dead in 2 hits to the Fury. Fury hits. Down to 8. They did hit their second land. Let's go to our turn. Flagstones. Not all that helpful, Dak. Horizon Canopy. Crack the Canopy to draw. Oh, that is rather helpful actually. Let's pass the turn there. Cracking the Polluted Delta. Getting a Blood Crypt. Tapped. Okay. Swings in for 4. Path to Exile. Engineered Explosives. X equals 2. Well, I've got a 3-drop opponent. Let's play Flagstones. Run out of Burrenton. Go to combat. Swing in for 2. Pass the turn there. Opponent's passing to us. Let's Ghost Quarter our Flagstones. I never need to see another land this game. So yes, I'll just rip them out of my deck. I might even aggressively Field of Ruin. No, I'm playing Mishra's Factory. Go to combat. Swing in for 3. Pass the turn there. Opponent's passing. Oh, let's cast a Sword of Fire and Ice. Equip it to the Skyclave. Go to combat. Swing in for 4. Hit them for 2. Aether Vial's good. Field of Ruin and Aether Vial. Pass the turn there. All right, win the match. Good game 1 against Red-Black Elementals. I love their list. I do love their list. I do want to build their list, or at least my own version of their list, because I think it could be very powerful. But yeah, it does run into this issue of sometimes just get stuck. All right, we win the die roll. Let's go first. I think we can keep this one. Let's go Flagstones into Aether Vial. Pass the turn there. Godless Shrine from our opponent. Prismatic Ending on my Aether Vial. Okay, go to our turn. Field of Ruin. Run out Aether Vial. Let's go for a Giver of Runes now then. Pass the turn there. So they revealed a Loris. So what, hammer time maybe? Play a Marsh Flats and crack it. Overgrown Tomb. Okay, getting spicy with some Abzan. Hang on, Diamonds. I think he's actually a pretty popular Abzan streamer. Aether Vial +1. So let's go Horizon Canopy. We'll just run out the Skyclave, take the Goyf, pass the turn there. Yeah, pretty sure he is. Diamonds is quite the player. Blooming Marsh, Thoughtseize, yep, gonna take our Thalia, so we did sequence that correctly then, because I'd rather have Skyclave to Goyf than not. Alright, another Tarmogoyf. Pretty gross here. Aether Vial will tick up. Cave of the Frost Dragon, not all that helpful. Gonna crack my Horizon Canopy, I think. Yeah, another Flagstones. Okay. Let's just play the cave. Pass the turn there. No attacks. Swinging for 3. We're just gonna take it. Plains into an Esper Sentinel. Interesting. And just getting Loris to hand. Okay. Let's go to our turn. Keep Aether Vial on 2. There's the Stoneforge. Let's run out Horizon Canopy and pass. Shadow Spear from our opponent. Okay. Equips it to the Goyf. Sure. Let's just take the hit. Activate Aether Vial in the end step. Stoneforge Mystic, come on down. Kaldra, go to our turn. I think now we tick up the Aether Vial. It's a good one. So let's activate Stoneforge. Kaldra into play, go to combat, swing in for 5, play the Flagstones, keep the Flagstones, get ourselves a Plains. I guess we pass it there. Opponent cracks the Verdant Catacombs, Ingartha Triome, swings in for 4. Do we just take it right now? Yeah. Esper Sentinel, they're passing. I'm going to crack the Horizon Canopy. Draw myself a card. Skyclave's good. Activate Aether Vial. Kaya's Guile. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, and then we create a 1/1. They create a 1/1 black. Okay, that's fine. So we'll sacrifice our Stoneforge Mystic. It's done its job. Skyclave, come down. Take the Shadow Spear. Aether Vial can stay on 3. Ghost Quarter's good. So now let's go to combat. Swing in for a bunch. Everything on the Skyclave. Let's give it pro white. Wow. Okay, pass the turn there. Opponent goes to combat. Solitude, Loris and 1 unknown in hand, so we'll take out the Goyf here. Take 1. Sure, casting Loris, just getting back a Sentinel. Yep, feels good for us. Aether Vial can stay on 3. Oh, Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, sure, you can draw. So I could equip it to the Kaldra, but I think I'm going for the Solitude. Oh, what do they have? 1 white mana could have Path for the Germ, in which case we just give pro white. Okay, yeah, opponent scoops it up there. Awesome. Begin sideboard. They definitely have the Hymn to Turok dude. Dread Cantor. Sanctifiers in. Relics in. Path to Exile in. Now they're a Thoughtseize deck. I like to cut down to 1 Aether Vial for the Thoughtseize deck just for threat density purposes. Maybe it's 1 Thalia. Again, threat density, it's a legendary. And I don't think anything else is particularly helpful here. Yeah, run it back like that. This one's a mulligan. Guess we're keeping this one. What are we throwing back? I think it's Giver of Runes here. Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble. Looks at our top card. Godless Shrine. And Inquisition. Man, they're going to be surprised when they see the Professor. What? I think Giver's the right call here, though. Oh, they just take the Stoneforge. Okay. Draw off their Bauble. Plains, Giver of Runes. Crack the Bauble looking at our top card now. And they pass. Concealed Courtyard. Dark Confidant. Okay. So we could Professor, get whatever, and Solitude it, basically for free. I do like that. So Professor, I think we get Academic Probation here. Everything else we might want to use later. Solitude the Dark Confidant. Go to combat. We don't care about Professor getting killed. If it eats a removal spell, I'm more than happy for that to happen. All right. Swinging for 1, pass the turn there. Forest, just getting Loris to hand. Okay, go to our turn. Flagstones, go to combat. And I don't think we're too fussed, so swinging with both. They might have Thoughtseize in their hand, which can take the Skyclave, but if they just run out Loris for Bauble, we'd be pretty happy. Urborg, Dread Cantor, kicked. Yeah.
Ah, that's a shame.
What we were worried about. It's both our cards. All right, we have answers. Kaldra is an answer. All right, well, let's run out Giver of Runes. Are we racing? I think we're literally racing. Give the Professor pro black. Swinging for 2. Pass the turn there. All right, Loris comes down. Bauble comes down. Look at our top card. They run out Springleaf Drum. Interesting. So they're a Saga build. Prismatic Ending on my Giver of Runes. It's a worry. Swing in for 3. For 4. They swing in for 4. Overgrown Tomb passes to us. So they know what we're drawing before we do. Kaldra. Okay. Well, we'll just stay back on blocks. Mishra's Bauble. Looks at our top card. Has the Thoughtseize. Yep. Turok just getting bigger. Burrenton Catacombs. Well, there's no way we're getting that Kaldra back. Swings in for 5. We have to take it. Go to our turn. They draw off their baubles. Oh, Skyclave. Well, that shuts off their draw engine, I guess. Gotta run that out. Take out the Loris. Go to combat. Swing in for 3. Pass it there. There's the Saga. Yep. Game will be over before that'll achieve a lot. Outland Liberator. Okay. And Tarmogoyf. Well, I don't think there's any series of draws that saves us now. So Turok's gonna get in. I mean, we'll see what our next draw is, I guess. Yeah, nothing. All right, scoop it up. That damn Turok.
He's a menace to the entire city!
Bring in another Aether Vial over a Thalia, just so we can maybe get our hand down a bit faster. Run it back like that. Let's go first. Guess we can keep this one. Let's lead Mishra's Factory into Aether Vial. Pass the turn there. Godless Shrine, untapped. Portable Hole for my Aether Vial. Okay. I mean, I have a white source, but I get it. Cavern of Souls 2, that's a bit cute. Well, let's play Flagstones, run out Thalia, pass the turn there. Marsh Flats, they crack it. Overgrown Tomb, Dark Confidant. Okay, that's a Professor of Symbology. So we could name core, Skyclave that, swing in for 2. That might be the plan, hey? Cavern of Souls, name core. Skyclave Apparition, take out the Dark Confidant, go to combat, swing in for 2. Down to 13, pass the turn there. Plains, Torpor Orb, okay. So then let's run out Giver of Runes, animate Mishra's Factory, swing in for 6, pass the turn there. Plains, Inquisition, sure, our hand's basically useless, so Flickerwisp represents the most power, but Professor's the only one we can cast. They don't care. Goyf, okay. Let's go to our turn. Relic, okay. Let's run out Relic, pop it immediately. Aether Vial, swing in with everything. Opponent is down to 2. Pass the turn there. Was that a kicked Dread Cantor? That doesn't do anything. Abrupt Decay on the Skyclave. Okay, take it. It's a good hit. Go to our turn. Another Skyclave. Doesn't do anything though. So what if we give pro green an attack? I mean, that's still the best move, isn't it? Thalia. Protection from green. Swing in for 2. Yep, has to block with the illusion. So then I think it's Naked Skyclave. Pass the turn. We are still presenting 3 lethal attackers. Okay, kicked Turok. Yep. So the kicker is an ETB. If our opponent didn't know that, they sure know it now. So let's play Plains. Let's animate our Mishra's Factory. Taking down Codiamonds with the Abzan list. I do believe Codiamonds is a streamer. I'll have a look. But yeah, very happy with that. All right, won the die roll. Let's go first. This one's a mulligan. I think we can get away with this one. Yeah, I'm going to throw back a Ghost Quarter. Let's lead on Mishra's Factory, pass. So this just means if they thought seize us and take our Stoneforge Mystic, we didn't get time warped, which is nice. All right, didn't happen. Awesome. Flagstones, Stoneforge. Let's just grab Sword of Fire and Ice here. Pass the turn. Ketria Triumph. So Cascade, maybe? Got 2 good answers for that in hand. Fiery Islet. Giver of Runes too. Okay, well, let's activate Stoneforge. Kaldra into play. Go to combat. Yep, Petty Theft. Bounce it back to our token back to our hand. So now we play Ghost Quarter. We're going to Ghost Quarter our own Flagstones, Plains and Plains. We're going to run out Giver of Runes and pass. Scalding Tarn. They crack it. Get an island. Yep, Shardless Agent. Crashing Footfalls. It's a lot of dudes. So now we're going to run out the Flickerwisp. We're going to hit our own Kaldra. We'll just pass the turn there. Kind of gone it. Okay. Give the germ pro red.
You should have made your shots count.
Fury. Okay. Wipe the rest of our board. Okay. Just deals with Giver of Runes and Flickerwisp. Interesting. Go to our turn. Ghost Quarter's nice. Activate Stoneforge. Sword of Fire and Ice. Let's equip that to the germ. And I think we can pretty freely attack here. They'd have to double block if they didn't want to take the hit. They're going to take the hit. We'll take out the Shardless Agent. Draw another land. That's good. Pass it there. Swings in for 4. Okay. Shardless Agent. More rhinos. Cool. Can we win? So Shardless Agent cannot block. Get him for 3, 5. So they're kind of priced into double blocking to stay alive, are they? Because they single block 3, we deal 5. Then they'd have to block the factory as well. And then lose both rhinos. Then they get in for 8 next turn. Okay, let's just change the maths. Let's take out a rhino. Okay, then they take 3, 5, and 1 from the Stoneforge because they'd block the factory. This represents 2 back end on the defensive. So if we attack, they have to block. They'll block with a rhino. Then the rhinos come. I guess we attack. They do block with a rhino. So we're dealing 3 to them. You get them down to 2. I don't think that matters so much as getting rid of the Shardless Agent. So we'll pass it there then. Yep, opponent scoops it up there. All right, complicated game, but we got there. All right. Draneth Magistrates in, Chalice the Voids in, Path to Exile and Burrenton Forge-Tender in. Skyclave ain't doing a lot, is it? I think that's the first cut. 3 more cuts to make. Because the Professors, what are they doing? They can get us creatures as well, so they're drawing us cards. I don't think we can ditch them. I'm going to trim an Aether Vial, a Professor, is it 2 Professors? 2 Professors. Run it back like that. Yeah, this is a good hand. Wooded Footfalls from our opponent. Cave of the Frost Dragon. We lead on Burrenton or Giver. Let's lead on Giver. Pass the turn there. Ketria Triumph. They're probably going to try and fire ice our land. Misty Rain Forest. Yeah, it looks like it. Cracks the Misty Rain Forest. It's an island. Yep. Ice is our land. Flickerwisp, that can deal with a Rhino in time. So Ghost Quarter, swing in for 1, pass. Forest, they're just passing. Okay, well, let's run out Thalia. Subtlety. Okay, let's put that on the bottom. Just pass the turn. No attacks. Violent Outburst. So let's Solitude 1 now before it gets its power buff. Pass the 10. Swing in for 4. Yep, take it. Down to 16. Steam Vents, untapped. Okay, Ice on our Frost Dragon again. Plains is good. Stoneforge Mystic. Does it resolve? It does. Batterskull or Kaldra? Now let's just get Kaldra. Pass the 10 there. Dead. Let's give Stoneforge Mystic pro red, I guess. But then if they spend their turn dealing with the Stoneforge Mystic, I'm kind of okay with it. Swings in for 4. No worries. Down to 12. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Another Flickerwisp. Run out Burrenton Forge-Tender. Let's just pass. We plan on blocking the Rhino. Yep, swings in for 4. Stoneforge Mystic activate. Kaldra down. Yep, petty theft. Fair enough. We take 4. Passes to us. Path is cool. Flickerwisp. Just take out the Rhino. Swing in for 2. Pass the turn there. Opponent flashing in Brazen Borrower in the end step. Swings in. Block, I guess. Go to our turn. Land. Very good. Ghost Quarter. Swing in. Flickerwisp. Target our Kaldra. Crack in the Wooded Foothills. Stomping Ground, tapped. Kaldra comes back. Pass the turn there. And it just seems happy passing. Ice on the Germ token. Okay. Activate Stoneforge. Sword of Fire and Ice. Equip the Flickerwisp. Force of Vigor. Okay. That's going to destroy the Fire and Ice, but it's not going to destroy the Kaldra. So I guess we're pretty free to attack with both. Pass it there. Suspending a Crashing Footfalls. Well, we do have lethal right now. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. They realize we've got lethal. Very nice games. Ah, we're doing well. All right, won the die roll. Let's go first. 1 lander, but I think we can keep. So Plains, Aether Vial, go. Any land off the top would be good. We've got 2 turns to draw it. Mishra's Bauble. Crack it, looking at their top card, deciding if they want to fetch or not. Okay. Hallowed Fountain. Aether Spellbomb. Oh my. This Saga Blade list. This is a tough list. Land, please. All right, let's tick up the Aether Vial after they draw their card. That's a land. So let's play Flagstones. Let's aggressively run out of Stoneforge Mystic. Threaten the Kaldra. Pass the turn there. Polluted Delta. They crack it. Island. Pithing Needle. Okay, we have Flickerwisp. Name's Aether Vial. Interesting. Okay. Aether Vial ticking up. Plains. So let's activate Stoneforge Mystic. Kaldra into play. Go to combat. Declare our attack. Yep. Now they just pop it. Pop the spell bomb. Returning the Kaldra to our hand. So now we run out the Giver of Runes. Pass the turn there. Mystic Gate to Fairy. Okay. Bouncing what? No bouncing, just ticking up. Interesting. How very, very interesting. Go to our turn. Aether Vial can stay on 2. Horizon Canopy. So we could cast Flickerwisp, Flicker the Pithing Needle, activate Aether Vial, put Stoneforge Mystic down, but we can't do anything with that. So I think we're better off just casting Flickerwisp, targeting the Kaldra, swing it to Fairy. Yeah? Or do we cast Stoneforge Mystic, get a Sword of Fire and Ice, then Flicker? No. Complicated game. Because, I mean, Teferi's going to bounce Kaldra, so we might as well make it as difficult for them as possible to do that. So let's swing at Kaldra, Teferi for 2, cast Flickerwisp, target our Kaldra. Pass it there. Cavern of Souls. Naming human. Okay. Is Urza a human? Yep. Bounces the Germ. That's very fair. Urza. Lovely. Sword of the Meek. Cool. Let's go to our turn. Aether Vial can stay on 2. Another Giver of Runes. Not bad. Stoneforge Mystic. Sword of Fire and Ice. Swing in for 3. I'm going to pop Urza now. There's an argument we should have done that before the construct came out, and I think it's a good argument. Esper Sentinel. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Okay. End step. Activate Stoneforge. Sword of Fire and Ice into play. Go to our turn. Aether Vial staying on 2. Another Solitude's nice. Let's equip the Flickerwisp. Go to combat, swing in for 5, shoot the Esper Sentinel, play Cave of the Frost Dragon, pass the turn. Casting Urza. Let's draw a card. Okay, Stoneforge is cool. Let's attempt to cast Solitude. Solitude happens. Let's go after the Urza. And opponent scoops it up there. Very nice. Okay, bring in Relic. Path to Exile. Sanctifier is any good? I don't think so. So then they could be running Khans. So we'll cut 1 Aether Vial for the Relic. I'm going to trim 1 Professor of Symbology. Run it back like that. Now we're going to keep this one. Seachrome Coast to an Esper Sentinel. Horizon Canopy into a Giver of Runes and pass. Cave of the Frost Dragon to an Aether Spellbomb. Okay, Mishra's Bauble. Let's go to our turn. So they could have the counter here because they control 3 artifacts, I think. It's 1 mana. Let's ditch Professor of Symbology to Solitude. Let's take out the Esper Sentinel. Opponent's bouncing it back to their hand. Awesome. Run out Stoneforge Mystic. Let's get Kaldra. Pass the turn. No attacks. Urza's Saga. Okay, we have an answer for that. Esper Sentinel passes to us. So can we take a turn off from being the beatdown and just take out that Saga? Don't think we can. So let's run out Kaldra. Swing in for 5. Aether Vial. Sure, you can draw 1. Pass the turn there. Urza's Saga. Okay. Ticks up. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Aether Vial ticking up. Relic 2. Okay. So now we're going to go to combat. Just going to swing in for the 5. No blocks from our opponent. Go to the end step. Take out Urza's Saga. Sure, they get a construct. We get a plains. Because now that we got the Giver runes, their best bet's probably Teferi bouncing the Kaldra, and I don't want them to be able to get Urza's Saga Pithing Needle named Stoneforge and stop that. Island, Chromatic Star, swings in for 4, we're just going to take it. Teferi, yeah, bounces the Giver of Runes, so let's give the Phyrexian Germ Pro White, activate Aether Vial, put the Giver of Runes back in, go to our turn. Aether Vial ticks up to 2. Another Field of Ruin, it's pretty good. So, Field of Ruin, Skyclave Apparition, take the Esper Sentinel, go to combat, attack Teferi, attack them, lose a life to run out Relic, pass the turn there, opponent swings in for 3. Let's take it, down to 5, board wipe, Supreme Verdict. So let's give the Phyrexian Germ Pro White, sure you get a 1/1. Crack the bauble looking at our top card, Urza's Saga, okay, hoping to rebuild, I get it. Let's go to our turn, Aether Vial, ticking up. Professor of Symbology. Okay, well, let's go to combat. Swing in for 5. Opponent's blocking. Let's activate Aether Vial. Flickerwisp, take out the token.
Surprise!
Got there. That was really good. That was really good. We could have, if we kept Aether Vial on 2, we could have Professored and got our Academic Probation. So choose a non-land card name. Opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name until your next turn, or choose a non-land permanent until next turn opponents can't attack or block and its activated abilities can't be activated. But that was a good backup as well. So very happy with that. All right, 4-0. Doing well. Doing really well. Too well. All right, final round for all the marbles. I mean, we won the die roll. It's not great, but I'm going to keep. I don't want to risk anything worse, to be honest. So let's go Flagstones, Esper Sentinel, pass, Spire Bluff Canal, consider. Okay, we draw a Solitude. That's good. We throw away a Repeal. Interesting. Go to our turn. Another land, not ideal. Let's play Ghost Quarter, go to combat and attack. This might open us up to a Ragavan hit, but I don't mind. Like, worst case scenario, they grab our Giver, in which case we can Skyclave it, and then we have some... Oh, it's Storm. Okay. Baral, Chief of Compliance. So then let's Ghost Quarter our Flagstones, get a Plains. Get a Plains. Go to our turn. Thalia. Very good pickup. I think we can go 1 turn without Thaliaing. Skyclave Apparition. Take the Baral. Go to combat. Swing in for 1. Pass the turn there. Fiery Islet. Manamorphose. You're paying the 1? They are. Okay. And they just let the mana go? Okay. Go to our turn. Yeah. Horizon Canopy Thalia. Go to combat. Swing in for 3. Take it down to 14. Pass the turn there. Spire Bluff Canal. Just passing. I'm going to crack the Horizon Canopy to draw. Flagstones is cool. So Flagstones. Let's go to combat. Swing in for 5. Take it down to 9. Let's run out Aether Vial. Pass the turn there. Consider. Costs them 3 mana. Oh, that feels so good. All right. Whatever happens, making a Consider cost 3 mana for them to throw a Gift Ungiven to the graveyard feels really good. And opponent scoops it up there. Very nice. Okay, well, Sanctifier's in, maybe Draneth's, Burrenton's, and a Relic. I don't think we got time for this Professor of Symbology, and I don't think Flickerwisp is all that helpful. So then do we want another piece of removal? I think this might be good enough. We've really got their graveyard shut down with Draneth's, Sanctifier, and Relic. Okay, so Cavern of Souls naming Core could be good. Yeah, we'll keep Island from our opponent, just passing. I mean, we got our 2 hate pieces against Storm, so... Esper Sentinel. Yep, opponent considers in response. Serum Visions to the bin. Passes the turn there. Mountain. Just happy passing. Cavern of Souls. I'm going to name Human. This old Storm lists used to run Remand. Lightning Bolt on the Thalia. Paying the extra 1 for Thalia, but they can't not pay for the Sentinel. Okay, so Thalia's down. So now we go to combat and we swing in for 1. Pass it there. Spire Bluff Canal. Just passing. Okay. Flagstones. Let's lead on a Giver of Runes. Go to combat. Swing in for 1. Solundi Visions letting us draw. Okay. Batterskull. That's a good one to draw. So they get to look at the top 6, reveal an instant or sorcery card, and put it in the hand, put the rest in the bottom of the library and in random order. They get Consider. Oh, that's rough if Consider's their best bet. Well, Sanctifier's a human, so uncounterably, come on down. Get rid of that lightning bolt. Pass the turn there. Consider. Are you paying the 1 opponent? They are. Okay, that's really good for us. They put another Consider in the bin. They don't want them. Baral. Okay, so I think we just aggressively Solitude now. Would have loved to have kept Solitude around, but I don't think we can. We've got plenty more in the deck. Go to our turn. Thalia. Let's run out Thalia. Uncounterable. Go to combat. And opponent scoops it up there. Yes! Hey everyone, I got another one. I did it. That's a lot of pressure. Okay, another 5-0. Maybe Tax is in a good place right now. All right, so let's talk about today's tech. We were trying Professor of Symbology, which gave us options to the learn mechanic. So we were running Spirit Summoning, Inkling Summoning, Reduced to Memory, and Academic Probation. Fortunately, we didn't get to cast any of those. We definitely got to use the Professor of Symbology as a backup method, where you play the Professor of Symbology, get a card to hand. I think we got Academic Probation, and then we pitched it to the Solitude, and I believe that was against the Abzan matchup. So it actually proved really relevant because Professor of Symbology had the 2 front end and was presented as a lethal attacker that they had to deal with. But then also we were able to keep cards in our hand, keep things moving. And also in games where we get flooded, there is just the option to just pitch a land and throw it away. It also means we're running an awful lot of cores. So the Cavern of Souls really feels good. Mishra's Factory, I'm in love with Mishra's Factory, just as a 2-of, cheeky little 2-of over the other 2 Field of Ruins. Just being able to get in aggressively in that Abzan game was what allowed us to win. And then we played games against the Urza Saga deck where we led on Mishra's Factory into an Aether Vial. Now, losing the Aether Vial did hurt, but it didn't destroy us. And then that just meant if they were a Thoughtseize deck, they could Thoughtseize us. And we only had 1 2-drop in our hand. And so it wouldn't have Time Walked us. There's nothing worse than a Thoughtseize also being a Time Walk. So then we can still get in for 2 and keep the aggression. And if they did Thoughtseize us or Inquisition us, we're getting in for 2. Very relevant damage. Loved the 4 of Flickerwisp, loved the 4 of Skyclave Apparition. Professor of Symbology is, it's really good. It didn't really show off too much what it can do, but in games that grind, which is what we're almost really trying to do here, Professor of Symbology represents an additional body with either Inkling Summoning or Spirit Summoning, or it represents removal. They do get a 3-2 back from that removal, but we've got things like swords, and a 3-2 also trades with the Professor of Symbology. So yes, it costs 5 mana, but with Aether Vial, maybe it only costs 3 mana, and then we can block the spirit with the Professor of Symbology. And we still trade very cleanly with our opponents. But overall, I'm in love with the list. I love it. Batterskull feels really good. It's something that I miss when I'm running Urza Saga is Batterskull. Feels really good. Mana base feels good. Cavern of Souls. Yeah, Cavern of Souls is really good. So you can name core, which is the main reason why I'm running it. We're running a lot of cores. We're running 16 cores in the deck, which if we wanted to go white-blue, you swap out Thalia for Unsettled Mariner, then you're running 20 and 1 Cavern of Souls makes a lot of sense. But in the Storm game, just being able to name Thalia, like name human, and we were able to guarantee that Thalia and Sanctifier were able to come down uncounterably, that was incredible. So look, we had a really good run. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, have fun.